Hey, everyone, to all my people who are not watching the Super Bowl right now. Congratulations and kudos to you. You have chosen your personal development over watching that game. Let me just say I'm proud of y'all. Give me just 1 second. I'm gonna let everybody in the room. Okay, I am back and we should be good to rock and roll if you are coming and joining me tonight on another episode of the Sunday Sit Down with yours truly, Miss Nicole LaTreece. That is me. I am she. I'm happy for you guys to be here. I'm a little upset though. My computer has been acting up. So, unfortunately, my people on my people on Instagram, I do apologize in advance. I'll try to see if I can figure out how to get this pushed out to you guys. Um, If not, I mean, y'all should be following me on both platforms, anyways. Like, sorry I didn't get to make an announcement. I had no idea that my computer was going to just act up today. But I'm not gonna let that stop the show. We're gonna keep rocking and rolling. So, welcome to the Sunday Sit Down. This is a space, this is an environment dedicated to personal growth, relationships, and self improvement because you're nothing if you don't improve and find yourself in a better position than you were the day before. I wholeheartedly believe that because I have lived that in my own life. If you have watched any of my other episodes, and if you have been joining me before now, y'all know 2024 was garbage. Like, I'm happy I turned 40. Welcome to the 40 club. But outside of that, like, no, it wasn't anything that I needed it to be, right? So if it wasn't anything that I needed it to be, then that means it still gave me the opportunity to move into a space to get everything that I need. Here we are in 2025. Sorry, y'all. Doing this on my phone, everything looks a little bit different, but I wanted to make sure that you guys are well aware of what we're talking about tonight, which is losses in the lies. So last week we talked about accountability. And with accountability, I know for some of y'all that is a cuss word. That is that word that you can't even find a way to get it to come out of your mouth because there's a level of truth, there's a level of surprise accountability that comes with being able to say that word. Me and mine, we are accountable. And if we cannot be accountable for ourselves, we surround ourselves with the right people who will hold us accountable in love. Just because someone says that they see something about you, they may see it lovingly and know within their heart of hearts that you're not, like, you can't be this person, right? But for some of us, like, maybe we don't want to believe that they are truly that person. Then we end up taking those L's. Like, whoever's team loses tonight will be taking a L. Some people have bet, sorry, on the wrong team, and they are going to take some L's tonight as well. That bank account is gonna look mighty funny. People ain't gonna be able to do what they wanted to do for their boo thing for Valentine's Day, which is on Friday, whatever the case may be. When you don't find yourself living in a space of accountability, meaning it could be from the people that you love, it could be from you yourself, like, you're going to take some losses in life. And the longer, this is a testament, not of my own, but of some of the people that I have encountered. If you continue with the same poor choices, if you continue to engage in the same poor behavior, if you continue to surround yourself with not the best individuals. If you continue yourself not to be a good individual, you are going to take losses. And the reason why you continue to encounter the losses that you do is because there is a lie somewhere in that mix. It could be a lie from someone else. We all experience that in relationships. We in February, month of love. Valentine's Day is literally right around the corner. We take losses in love. We take losses in relationships. Maybe it is from the lies that you have been or haven't been telling vocally, right? Like let's be real. Like there are some times where it's just like we know that there are things going on. We know that there are things that we should be engaging in. We know that there are things that we shouldn't be engaging in, but we feel like if we're not speaking on it, that is still not a level of truth. We feel like if we're not telling people that we're thinking about it, that it's still it somehow magically is the truth. No, it's not. A lie is a lie, whether it comes out your mouth or not. If you think it in your mind, if you feel it in your heart, if you commit to it in your spirit, that lie is still that lie. So until you get right with whomever you serve, that's a whole word right there. Maybe that's why y'all are taking L's in these lies too, because you're not serving the right person. Maybe you're not serving the right thing. Maybe whatever it is, money, relationships, family, kids, yourself, like from time to time, and I'm a part of this as well, we all get to the point to where we're giving something else our time. We've given something else our heart. We've given something else parts of our mind. We've given something else the words that come out of our mouth. And there are some of you who get to the habit of doing that over and over and over again, that you believe the lies and you're like, oh, well, that loss wasn't that bad. To say that any part of a loss is not that bad, let's take the word that out. It's still bad. You still feel some type of way because of what you literally have just experienced. Like, that's not a good thing. But somewhere in that was a lie or a portion of a lie or an omission or living in an ambiguous state of mind where you talking but you really not saying what it is that you need to talk about. That's still a lie because you're still withholding some level of the truth from the person that you are actually engaging with. So guess what? You're lying to them and you're lying to yourself. But before I get, just off on that tangent, like I have a couple of talking points. Like I said, since I had to do this from my phone, I had to go back old school and write down just so I can make sure that I stay on topic with you guys. So the first thing I want to talk to you about is the nature of lies. And I legitimately want to ask everyone who's watching this a real question. Why do y'all lie to yourselves and other people? Like for real, for real. Why do we lie to ourselves and to other people? What are some reasons? Put them below in the chat. I'd like to hear your reasoning. I would like to think that the biggest one is fear. Real talk. Somehow we find it okay to be, well, we find it okay to rationalize, like, I didn't tell them the whole truth because I was trying to spare their feelings. But you rob them of the ability to be able to, one, feel how they're going to feel genuinely, two, to have an informed say in whatever that said experience is, and three, you have taken your integrity, your the way that they envision your sense of integrity, you've taken that away from them because you just wouldn't keep it a buck. But everybody is not going to be for everybody. Some people choose to lie to people because they don't value them. It's like, oh, I don't see you in my future, not long term. I don't see you in my future, not for real. I don't see you beyond whatever it is I feel like I can get from you. So I'm going to sit up here and I'm going to tell you these lies to try to get what it is that I want to get from you. That ain't right. Or what about, from the space of parents to a certain extent lying to their kids? I know why we do it. Because there's a level of understanding that they lack. There's a level of intellectual maturity that they don't have. There's a level of our own adult business, our own adult foolishness, our own adult genuinely bad ways that we try to shroud and protect our kids from. But we're the ones engaging in that behavior. We're the ones doing that and then going and hugging our kids and being around them and telling them something that is the complete opposite of the very nature that we just decided to engage in. If they don't matter, your kids, if they don't matter in the moment of when you're telling a lie, when you're being um, ambiguous, sorry, when you are choosing to omit that information, if they don't matter in that moment, then they don't matter at all. And if they do matter to you fully, then they have to matter to you fully. You have to put them in the space of your mindset to, like for me, I choose to be a living example to my daughter. Have I made the best decisions? No, I have not. Have I done the best with whatever situation I arrive at or whichever situation I decide to exit from? Whatever the case may be, I've always done first what I needed to do for me, but I've done that with my daughter in mind. I've done that with my pursuit of righteousness to live a life that is pleasing to God. And I have some people that I engage with, and they're like, well, if you did this, then, did that really please God? No, it didn't in that moment. But if I turn and repent, and if I truly commit to what it is that I need to and not, engage in deceiving behavior, then I've gotten back in right standing with God. There are all different types of lies that we tell people. We think that they're beautiful when we don't. We tell people that they are better than what they really are, but they're not. We tell our bosses, oh, this is the reason why I came in late, but it wasn't the truth, or it wasn't the full truth. What are some other different types of, lies that you've heard, or what are some different lies that you've told? This is the space for that. Like, for me, it's no judgment. I don't know about the rest of these people on here, but if y'all got something to say, you better keep it to yourself. Like, if someone wants to express themselves here on the Sunday sit down, we let people do that openly and freely, and we try to engage in a spirit of love and communication and community and things like that. We all got a story to tell, right? Let them people be. Let them come to the front of the room. Let them come sit on the carpet. Let them come sit on the couch with your girl and let it go. For some of y'all, that may be the best thing that you actually need to do, because the complexity of your lives, like you can't keep them straight no more. You've been telling so many lies, and you've been telling so many lies to so many different people and so many different variations of the same particular lie that you're trying to keep it straight. But guess what? People talking, information gets out. So if that math ain't mathing in what you say to Abigail, And Abigail talks to Bernice, and Bernice talks to Cynthia, and Cynthia talks to Dolores. Dolores talks to Eloise. Yeah, I'm running down the alphabet with names. It could be Adam. Adam talks to Brad. Brad talks to Charles. Charles talks to Delante. Delante talks to Earl. Earl talks to Frederick. Frederick talks to Jeffrey with a G, not a J. I could go on with all different kinds of names. The world is not big enough. Your particular environment is not big enough for your lies to not get out to multiple people. And once people get to the point to where they've heard enough of the lies, and then they have the confirmation to back it up because you're engaging in that same behavior with other people, don't nobody got time for that, and don't nobody want to fool with you no more. Then you're going to look at everyone else as though everyone else is wrong for telling your business. You wrong for moving how you do in that type of business. Let's stand firm on our standards. Let's stand firm on business and what it really needs to be in order for these lies to stop and for the losses to stop being had. Like, I love all of y'all, whether I know you, don't know you, if I do know you for real in real life, or if I've worked with you as a client. Like, yes, there's a level of love that is extended. But in my faith, which is bigger than everybody, including myself, if there is a particular type of behavior that is continuously being engaged in, I, as a Christ follower, am going to pray intentionally that all of your lies are exposed. And I don't do that on no revenge type stuff. It's literally done out of love. And I'm telling y'all this because I have literally done it before. I don't, I accept people for who they are, but the deeper part of me believes that God did not call certain people to behave consistently in the manner in which they do. And I'm not here to try to change nobody who don't want to be changed. That's one thing I want y'all, as my audience, as my followers, to understand. If somebody consistently continues to lie, it is on you whether you want to consistently continue to take that L. I don't care what level of engagement you are with someone. No one that God created, and God created us all. So that means no one, in my opinion, deserves to take an L from somebody else's lies. That takes me to my next section, my next little segment. Immediate versus long-term impact. So I'm the type of person that, because I've done the work on myself and because I've like allowed myself to go into the space of recognizing my challenges, my main one being my abandonment issues. Sorry, ain't issues. My abandonment challenges. Challenges can be overcome. Issues is what you're labeled as. My abandonment challenges, right? I first was able to identify the feeling. Within my previous marriage, I felt abandoned. Couldn't articulate at that time how I felt abandoned, but I did. That ain't the first time I've had a semblance of that feeling being a love addict. I was always looking for love in everyone. Love, and this Mostly it's talking about in the relationship space. As soon as started engaging in someone, someone gave me, the time of day, attention, whatever the case may be. It was like, oh, okay, like I like him. I don't see nothing else. I'm lying to myself, right? I don't see nothing else. He said I'm cute. He said he liked me. He said a whole lot of nothing, but I heard what I wanted to hear. Again, I lied to myself. So with all of that in play, and that's what I'm looking at, I'm not paying attention to the level of losses that I'm actually engaging in. And for me, it used to take me a long time to kind of wake up, if you will, or have that aha light bulb moment and be like, you know what? Like, nah, this ain't it. There were long-term effects, long-term impact that I had to endure because of the fact that I did not sit in my own stuff, and I did not work it out. Fast forward to me now. There is no longer any long term impact for losses in the lives when it comes to me. If the math ain't mathing, if things are not in its proper alignment, it's a no for me. Right? So that's more so on the immediate impact. How you come to me, how you talk to me, how you interact with me, how you engage with me. If you're not trying, if you're not trying to be on anything really, that's an automatic no. And the automatic no is, I hear some people in my head like, dang, you cold blooded, like you don't get nobody a chance. No, I'm still that type of person. Like, no, I'm a Pisces. I love love. Like, I like talking to people. I enjoy that aspect of life. I will no longer allow that aspect of life to be tainted for a long term impact because I didn't want to believe what someone showed me from the beginning. So now I used to have a problem letting people go. So again, I would hold on for the what I consider the long term. Now, if I have to let someone go before I really get the opportunity to get to know them, it's an immediate relief because I know what the long term impact would be from holding on to said individual, and said individual ain't where they need to be, not necessarily where I need them to be. Like I said, I'll meet y'all where y'all at, and we may be able to engage for just a little bit. But if I see that that's where you want to stay, as I'm continuously on my elevation journey, respectfully, and to a certain degree lovingly, I'm about to leave your butt where you at. Because at the end of the day, I'm not here for no more losses if I can help it. And if I can help it and you choose not to help it, you can take that L by yourself and my absence will be felt. I literally had to do that not too long ago. And it's just like I still I don't truly wonder why. I'm starting to learn in my own way. My presence is powerful. It ain't for everybody. It ain't meant for everybody. And some people ain't, they don't have the capacity to be able to handle even the power of my energy. So, like, if you feel some type of way and we can't come together and figure out where this disconnect or where this issue is coming from, it puts me in a space to not be able to really trust you. Because if we've been, like acquaintances, friends, whatever loose term y'all like to use, if we've been interacting with one another for It ain't even necessarily a time limit. Most times it's more so like just the level of interaction, because you can like interact with somebody a decent amount in a short period of time, versus you can interact with somebody not so much but like every now and again over a long period of time. That doesn't matter for the sake of this conversation. Whatever the relationship is, whatever the dynamic is, whatever the interaction and communication is, I'm cool. Like, that's all I look at. That's where I meet you at. But if you end up feeling some type of way, because it's the second time something like this has happened to me within, matter of fact, like 2025. If you feel some type of way, be cool, be humble, sit down, and let's talk about it. However you react, whatever you decide to express yourself as, come on, I receive it. But you got to get out of your own lies. You got to get out of whatever you told yourself to pump yourself up to react in the way that you reacted, and you didn't even give me a chance to respond. I'm not here to carry your weight. You better go back and watch that video that I did. Because it's true. There's a lie somewhere in the way that you are reacting based on the experience. But however you decide to move, whatever choice you decide to make, in that reaction, I have a decision to make as far as how I'm going to respond. And with the work that I've done on myself, with the journey that I've gone through so far, I'm not finna sit up in anybody's lies. Whatever you done told yourself, you done shown it. All right, cool. Stand on it. That's on you. I'm gonna continue to go this way. I don't have nothing to say to you. I don't have nothing to say about you. We not there no more. Because at some point you couldn't see, sorry, still going in that, going through that experience. Like I said, it's for another fairly recent one. Going through that type of experience, or going through the process of engaging with someone who continuously lives a life full of lies. Like, I need y'all to come closer real quick. Hear me when I say this, because this is truly something that I had to learn. If a person lies in one area to you, if a person expresses to you that they were not or they were dishonest about certain things, it still pertains to you to some degree if they are interacting and or engaging with you. If a person lies in one area of their life, they lying somewhere else too, right? If a person doesn't give the full truth to the best of their ability, there's probably someone else that they're lying about and trying to make them seem like they are a bad person, or to make them seem like they don't have goodness in them. We all do, is just a choice. All these social media platforms, all these commercials, everything in our society is designed to make us question our own psychological abilities, and then in turn question the psychological abilities of other people. That's not, that's it's the worst. But the longer people engage in that type of behavior, they isolate everyone else. Like, you could have literally somebody like me. I am a good and genuine person. Have I made my own fair share of mistakes? I absolutely have. Have I told my own fair share of lies? I absolutely have. But I have learned from all of those things, and I don't engage in promoting that level of hurt or that type of loss to someone else, because I don't want it returned to me. Like, y'all keep playing, thinking that these losses that's coming from these lies ain't as significant as they are. What if the lie you told 10 years ago 10 years ago, I was about to be 31, about to have a baby too. What if a lie I told that long ago was the thing that delayed where I'm supposed to be now? What if for some of y'all, the lie that you told yesterday is the thing that is going to delay your kids' future? What if for some of y'all who are currently lying, like there's a lie literally coming out of your mouth right now as I'm saying this? What if that is the lie that ends up taking you out? Pastor Todd, they preached a good sermon yet last Sunday. He been on one with this, focus, death to distractions sermon series that he's in, and we talk about Samson and Delilah. But he said we keep playing with the very thing that tried to take us out, thinking that we are impenetrable because we've gone through it once, thinking that we're immune from any further detriment, thinking that it doesn't mean as much as it does because we're still here on the other side of it. One, you're here by the grace of God. Two, you have to change your ways in order for that very thing not to take you out. But some of you don't even realize, like, that's where your mental anguish comes from. There is a psychological impact on yourself and on the person that you're lying to or the people that you're lying to that is affecting your health. When you lie, you build up a level of stress. Even when you think that you cool with it, I guess I'll address the liars first. Let's just go ahead and get to the nitty gritty. When you consistently engage in lies, talking to you, Mr. Liar, Mrs. Liar, you are putting your own body through an enormous amount of stress. And you may feel like you cool with it, but I'm telling you, you're actually not. You may have pushed it down. You may have tried to suppress it, repress it, whatever you want to say. You got to keep up with that lie. And you got to keep up with every single lie that you tell beyond that point, even when you're in the space of no longer engaging with the person that you lied to. If you from Tulsa and you've lied to anybody in Tulsa, half of Tulsa probably knows that you lied about that thing. Some people will let you keep it pushing and let you stay in their lives, and some people will gladly fade into the background because they don't want to be around no liars. Do you understand the psychological impact that that has? Looking over your shoulder, waiting for the shoe to drop. You, I can't really explain it because it agitates my soul. Stop lying. There ain't no point, there ain't no reason for it. Stop lying. If you can't stop lying to everybody else, shut up. Stop talking, stop engaging with people. You need to learn how to stop lying to yourself first before you can stop lying to other people. But you have to understand, why are you really engaging in these lies? What are you lacking? What do you feel like you're not in control of? What do you feel that you're trying to get revenge on because you're willing to lie to other people that don't have anything else to do with that previous experience? Like, I really wish, like, what was the, I think it's a movie. It might be called Chaos Walking or something like that. But essentially, the premise is, and I'll go back and I'll put this in the like the comments so y'all can see what it is. And please watch it because it was a really good movie. But in this movie, women were a rarity. The male population, was it women? I think it was. It was like a reverse, like a role reversal where women were the hunters, the gatherers, the people that put the community together. And men, like they were looked at as, kind of aides. Oh, you go chop wood, like you do the heavy lifting, that type of stuff. But there was this thing about men where literally you could see everything that they were thinking above their heads. Women didn't have that particular thing. I guess they had a gift, but you could literally see everything that a man was thinking. If that was the truth, if that was a capability for a lot of y'all men that I know, and I'm not getting on y'all, I'm not like coming at y'all hard like that. I'm passionate about changing the dynamic of this thing between women and men, me and you, especially black women and black men. Like, we are not each other's enemies. But if men walked around with their thoughts above their heads, I don't know where they would be in life. You would still have some foolish women who are low in their own orbital field, or they've been knocked a little bit off kilter, and before they can get back in alignment with their own gravity, they come across another planet that rubs up against them, something special, and they like, hey, no. But if we could see, and I'll put this in the perspective of each other, if we could see both men and women each other's thoughts, it would take a good little minute where it's just like, bruh, you do realize I can see your thoughts, right? You said this, but I can see exactly what you're thinking in your mind. I honestly would say probably like to make it an advanced futuristic type thing, if women could see what's truly in a man's heart as well as what's on his mind. And then if men could see what is on a woman's mind and the way that like she views things, I think that would put all of us in a better perspective, because it's just like the lies, it's there. You know what I'm saying? Do with it what you will, but it's at least the point to where you can make an informed decision. And then you may not feel like you having to take a L because you heard what he said, you saw what's in his mind, and you saw what's in his heart, where maybe he needs a little bit of time. Hey, bro, until you figure that out, until both of them, your mind and your heart, are speaking the same language, like, yeah, I'm just go on with my life. Like, and fully go on with your life. Don't go on with your life looking back like Lot's wife, or trying to reach back into a situation where you took a L because of a lie. I'm saying this to myself as well, because I've been victim of that here lately, and I no more, Lord. Like, no. And I feel like in the space of you or I being able to even engage in that type of behavior, there's a level of honesty that we are not willing fully to walk into or to accept. And then there's a level of self love that may need a little bit more repair. It may need to be grown from just a seed, it may need to be pruned so it can look better. But when you look down on yourself, others don't see you at your full potential. For me, this one, it hits because a couple of days ago, I was coming back from, where did I go? I think I was coming back from dance class, and like where my apartments is, I have to park at the back of my building, so on this side, and then I have to walk around to my front door towards the front of the property. And I started to notice like I was looking down, like every time I walk that way, like I'm just like, "Doo, doo, doo." And I'm like, Nicole, like, what's up? Why are you holding your head down? And for somebody seeing this, they'll be like, I mean, that could just be like a natural way that you position yourself. That's a natural way you hold your head. No, it's not. I look down because there are some experiences that I'm still navigating beyond, which still has me in a place where I don't see myself at or in the high position that I feel I am in my heart. Because I'm still trying to overcome that L that came in a lie that maybe I was telling to myself. Nobody else told it to me. They don't see me on my level anyway. So whatever they say, no, boo boo, that's null and void. Like that was me in high school, maybe. But where I am now, that tells me you don't know too much about me. But maybe I also don't know enough about me if I'm still holding my head down because there's some belief of some lie that I have within myself. Y'all gotta get honest with yourselves for real, for real. Because if you're not gonna be honest with yourself, you're not gonna be honest with anyone else. And in honesty and with honesty comes accountability, comes integrity, comes intention. Nobody sets out to intentionally, well, some people do. I don't even know how to finish that thought now. There are people who don't intentionally, like me, who don't intentionally participate in lies, right? Like I try my best to live a very honest life. But there are some of you who you say you're honest, but you living in the shadows of whatever it is that you don't want people to see. That ain't being honest. You're still living in the lie that is going to lead you to an L. And if you do something to somebody, if you are confronted with the space of accountability and told that you didn't do your best, you weren't honest, like receive that. Be honest with yourself. Leave that person alone. Yes, boo boo, I'm talking to you. Leave that person alone. Don't try to get them back. Don't try to go back. You have broken whatever little bit y'all may have had with that lie that you done told, and then not taking accountability for it. That person ends up having to completely, most times, remove themselves or you from their lives. You don't know what blessing comes on the other side of your interaction with somebody else. You don't know what blessing is going to be cut off because of the lie that you told. No matter how big or how small, be honest with yourself. If you didn't do your best, hey, you know what? Self, we didn't do our best. If you didn't have the best choice words, self, like we should have thought about that. We should have chose some different words based on the value of who that person is. Self, we should have valued that person more for who that person is and their contribution to my life. Self, we need to get back right with God. Somehow, some way, we are not fully on his path. We are not fully in alignment with him. Therefore, we will never not take an L. Aren't you tired of taking L's? I say that to the liar and the person who's been lied to. Aren't y'all tired of taking L's? Because for some of y'all still taking a deeper level of an L being a loss, than the initial one that you took when you got into that situation, or when you lied about that thing, or when you were dishonest about how you went about whatever it was you were doing. Some of y'all have permanently cemented yourselves to one another because of the L's, because of the losses, and because of the lies. It ain't enough to be the same. It's not. Like, and one of my talking points on here is like addressing or discussing with you guys how to rebuild trust. I don't know that that one could be talked about in this space. I may have to give this one its own thing because there's different levels of broken trust. There is different relationships for broken trust, and it's a lot. But one thing I will say, in engaging in any sort of connection with anyone, whether it's a friend, whether it's a significant other, whether it's a family member, whether it's a child, whether it's a coworker, whether it's somebody you just really don't know, you move in a space of transparency and consistency if you want to maintain healthy relationships. I am the type of person, I need full disclosure. It ain't because I'm checking your every move. It ain't because I'm trying to catch you in a lot. It's because I have the right to know. Simple and plain. And if you don't feel like I have the right to know, then you don't have the right to be in my life. And we both gonna have to be okay with that. Because I don't know what insignificance you give to the L's that you or other people have to endure because of your lies, but I refuse. No more L's, no more losses, and no more lies. I'm not having it. And even though I say all of that, like I still don't harbor no ill feelings towards anybody that I have engaged in being a part of their lives. Y'all do you. You probably still out there doing the same thing, how you want to do it, when you want to do it, and with who you are currently doing it with. Like I said, you just can't do any of that with me anymore. And it's interestingly enough, like today, Pastor Todd was talking about, like, he gave me a little sermon I really needed from like maybe the first 5 minutes in, when he was like, for some of y'all, y'all know needs to be stronger than yo yes. I wanted to leave. I was about to pack up my purse and my cup, and I, because it's so true. A person lied to me, right? Lied to me multiple times. Cause like I said, I don't put no degrees on lying. I had to break it down in the different ways so you guys can have a deeper understanding, or so you could connect with what it is that I'm saying. If you flat out lie, it's a lie. If you tell a white lie, it's a lie. If you are ambiguous in your communication, it's a lie. If you omit things, it's a lie. That's how I operate. Because if we're in connection to a certain degree, there shouldn't be anything that you can't tell me, especially when you know me and know that I move in love. But if that's what you choose to do, cool. Person repeatedly lied to me. And at first I gave passes. It was just like, oh, like, because again, it was talking without fully talking. So I wasn't being given all the stories. So it's just like, it didn't appear that bad, right? But we said if you got to put that on before bad, it's just still bad. We ain't giving no more you try the trophies, not over here. So while engaging in that scenario, it was just like, okay, like, so what now? Giving them the opportunity to, put forth a better effort and try to change and, do something different. And they did something different for just a little bit. But when I finally got to a point where that math wasn't math and enough was truly enough, because enough was not enough, I'm going to let that one sit there. Put a light bulb in the chat when you get it. I had to practice another level of like rebuilding trust, but I was no longer interested in rebuilding trust with that person. I was interested in rebuilding trust with myself. Right? Because for me to continue to engage in someone or with someone who I could tell they were comfortable where they are. I don't even know if I could say that's who they are, but they're very comfortable with where they are. That meant I wasn't walking in the space of me fully trusting myself because I'm still engaging in the behavior, right? I had to get to a place to where not only did I forgive them, I had to forgive myself too, but in my forgiveness is not expressed to them because forgiveness is for you first, right? It's for all the dumb decisions you made. It's for all the times where you was operating at a lower frequency. It's for all those times where you gave passes. It's for all those times where you gave out those you tried it trophies. It's for all those times that you left the concession stand open. If you give a level of forgiveness to someone who is not interested in changing their behavior, if you give your level, if you express your level of forgiveness to someone who is comfortable taking L's in life, if you express your level of forgiveness to someone who is comfortable with continuing to live a life full of lies, that person is going to see you as a doormat. They are going to see you as a revolving door. They are going to stall you out like Debo did Red, or like Red did Debo. There you go. Meaning, they're going to leave you alone. They're going to walk away. They're going to be like, okay, yeah, like, she stopped talking to me now. And then when you end up seeing that person, because if you are like me and you live in Tulsa, Oklahoma is not that big. It doesn't have just an exorbitant amount of things to do compared to what I'm used to from Houston. Everybody goes to relatively the same things. Everybody goes to do the same stuff. Everybody, to a certain extent, hangs out with the same people. So you're bound to run into that individual who lied to you again. Listen to me when I say this to you. If it is not a yes, it needs to be a no. And I'm not even saying that so we can figure out ways to continue to perpetuate the passes that we give people or the passes that we give to ourselves when we're in a space where we're called to be elevated, when we're in a space or a time or a season when we've been called to grow. No, it's so we can cultivate a culture of honesty. Because honestly, until we have that culture of honesty and it is the thing that we, just like the freaking Declaration of Independence, until it is law that we decide to live by, baby, let me tell you, ain't nothing finna change. It ain't. Because there will continue to be some woman who will accept, even if it's on a temporary basis, who will accept that man's level of foolishness, that man's level of lies, that man's willingness to endure all the losses that he already has and that he is and that he will endure. There is always going to be some man that is going to overlook a woman's childish, immature, gold digging behavior because she looked good. Until we get to the space to where we cultivate this culture of honesty, it ain't finna change. It ain't finna change. Cause in the culture of honesty, there's truth that has to reign even in difficult decisions. There's truth that has to reign in difficult conversations. There's truth that has to reign in you not trying to spare someone's feelings. Everybody has the right to feel how they feel. Let that man or that woman feel how they are going to feel and tell the truth. Be honest. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt both of y'all. Because there's a level of accountability that you're going to be living in, and there's a level of accountability that that other person has the right to uphold you to, because you lied to them, because you were dishonest. But guess what? There could also be a level of relief that needs to happen regardless. Like, a lot of the times I feel like people lie because they don't want the other person to leave them. Maybe y'all have some abandonment issues that, need to be worked out. But if you're going to lie to me because you feel like you don't want me to leave, lying to me is the very thing that's going to get me to leave every single time. Being dishonest, making that decision, whether I'm around or I'm not around, is the thing that is going to guarantee that I'm out of there like swimwear, like for real. But if you come to me and you tell me the truth, if you're honest, if you're forthcoming with your information, if you choose to be transparent and put me in a space of full disclosure, then I can trust you with that. Beyond that, if you choose to make it a continuous behavior, a continuous thing that you engage in, that's on you, bro. That ain't got nothing to do with me. I forgave you when it happened. That wasn't no past to continue to do it. Let's just go ahead and take this last L and call it a day, and I'm out. But things didn't have to be this way. Lauryn Hill said it best. It could all be so simple, but you rather make it hard. Not doing the work is what makes it hard. Not valuing what God has brought into your life in this individual is what makes it hard. Not being willing to change and adjust naturally because of your interaction or connection with someone, that's what makes your life hard. That's what makes it to where you are guaranteed to take these L's for the rest of your life, and you need to leave other people alone so they are not casualties of the losses in your lives. Oof, Lord Jesus. This right here, it is honestly, I guess, something that I needed to get off my chest as well, because it's not enough. Not enough is not enough. If you are, like I said, someone who insists, Coltrane. Sorry, y'all, that's my dog. If you are someone who insists on living a life of lies, stay from around me. Stay from around mine. Because I'm going to pray each and every time that if I see you consistently engaging in devious behavior, lies, obscure, like, I'm going to pray to the God I serve that he exposes you in every way, so you ain't got no choice but to run back to him. And I'm going to stay out of every part of anything that has anything to do with you or that behavior, so I don't get caught up in the undertow. Like I said, I'm a Pisces. It's always going to be some water reference that comes out. Because my family, my legacy, my heart, my mind, my spirit, what we built, even in the space of us no longer building it together, it deserves more than that. It doesn't deserve the lies. If I'm not lying to you, what makes it right for you to lie to me? And if there are any additional family members involved, i.e., kids, how do I know that you wouldn't lie to them too? We are honest over here. We are accountable. I move forward with integrity, and I expect those I engage with to do the same thing. And if you feel like you're not capable of that or you don't want to do that, peace and blessings to you, but you can move on. We sang a song today in church. Move it, move out the way. Move it, move it, move it. I don't want it around me. Hopefully, y'all don't want it around you either. Oh, thank y'all. Thank y'all so much. This evening was needed. I don't know if it was needed for you, but it was definitely needed for me. And I am looking forward to next week's conversation too. So Like I said in the beginning of the conversation, next week, next Friday is Valentine's Day. To all my lovers and to all my couples, be intentional about engaging with each other because that love that you have is not always guaranteed to last. God gave you that, value it and treat it as such. Date for the whole week if you need to. I know schedules and all, be intentional about it. Make it happen. To all my singles, date yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, take yourself out, get dressed, do it on purpose. Because if you're not moving in the space of the love that you want to receive, if you're not providing that for yourself first, you can't expect someone else to, or you can't expect yourself to be able to articulate the level of love and how you receive that. I had a conversation about love languages the other day, and I don't know, maybe we'll talk about that with my co-host next week, my girl Shantae Nicole, where we're talking about dating after divorce. That's our topic for next Sunday. But we were talking about, really briefly, we were talking about love languages, and I was expressing to her, like, my ex-husband's primary love language, and it still is, I feel, is words of affirmation. I myself did not grow up with words of affirmation, or I didn't grow up knowing what a representation of words of affirmation was. So for me, words of affirmation is my absolute last of the five love languages. I know kind of what it looks like. For me is just being able to take compliments. Like if someone says, they find me attractive, or if they say that I'm articulate, like it is someone's view of how they see me. Surface, I don't let it go no deeper. But for me, my primary love language is acts of service, and how that is represented for me is how someone shows up for me. And I'm not saying you got to show up in a specific way. I'll know it when I see it, but it's how you show up for me. That's probably one of the lower ones. Probably the second to last one for him. So all of that to say, like, in our interactions, at some point there was a level of a lie in how we viewed our love languages and the varying degrees of what was important to him versus what is important to me, that we weren't speaking on, that put us into a space to where we took a L. We're no longer together, we are divorced. I don't want that to be your story. I don't want you to have to divorce from someone or something because the only way you can see it, or the best result for a good outcome, is to divorce from it. Let's stop lying. Let's stop taking these L's and these lies. Thank y'all for joining me tonight. Glad I didn't have any technical issues. I will see y'all again next Sunday. Same bad time, same bad channel, 7 p.m. Hopefully my computer will be restored and everything will be cool like it is, so I don't miss my Instagram people. But like I said, next Sunday, the 16th, me and my girl, Shantae Nicole, we coming back to sit on the couch, and we talking about specifically dating after divorce. Y'all make sure y'all come back and tune in. And as always, I wish you all a good life filled with real love and all of the above. Until next time.